On this episode of Scotty's Garage, we're going to modify the fuel system on our 12s for 2K Falcon. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the third intro I have done for a video this week. And you'll see in the videos when they get completed why I've had to switch tacks because things keep going wrong. It is Boxing Day today, so we can't sit around on our butts though. We need to get going. Christmas was awesome. Got to spend some time with the family, eating all the meats, drinking lots of bourbon, and yeah, just generally relaxing. But today we need to get back into it. So what have I got? I've got my fuel line and fittings to fix the fuel filter and line situation in the back. I have a fuel pump there, a second-hand Walbro 460. Also have some injectors that I got from the guys at Quick Bits. They're floating around here somewhere. Here they are. So I picked up these, I think they're 1000cc. What's the little information sheet say? Yep, 1000cc injectors. Now I picked these up for $240. Now that may sound cheap. It is because they were a set that got rejected. So occasionally they get injectors in that fail the test, so to speak. So they test everything before it goes to a customer or gets fitted to a car. So they've retested these for me, and you can see they're all pretty even except for this one at the front. And they've said stick that in #1 cylinder so you know where it's at. But basically all the others are spot on. And that one, she's 4% out. It is what it is. We're probably going to run a bit extra fuel pressure than they're saying there as well. They've got a 3 bar. So we'll see how we go with that. But yeah, basically, yeah, if they fail the flow test, they get stuck in a box, and he's got a box there of various size injectors, all in bags that did fail the test, and obviously they send out the customer some better injectors. So anyway, we managed to pick up some injectors pretty cheap. They'll be fine for our project because we're not going to be, you know, pushing the envelope, so to speak, with this turbo Falcon. But if this was like a, say, the Drag Challenge Ute on Carnage, you know, that's an engine that needs pretty good injectors, even though we did go relatively cheap on those as well. Yeah, we could have easily spent $400 or $500 per injector on that thing, but we didn't. Anyway, let's move on to this. Like I said, injectors, fuel pump, fuel line and fittings. I am waiting on some injector length extenders. I have just ordered those. They should hopefully get here tomorrow. I also have a map sensor, so turbo map sensor, turbo regulator as well. So we have a lot of parts to fit to the car today, so let's get started. It is quite warm today. It is 35 degrees outside. The air conditioning in the shed is struggling. It's still in the high 20s here in the shed. And when I say 35 degrees, I'm talking Celsius for those people overseas. So that's 35 is what, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. She's warm. So we're not quite at that 100 degrees, you know, where everyone just dies. But yeah, it's toasty warm. So I'm going to try and leave the shed door down as much as I can. Means I'm going to be working with work lights under the back of the ute. It is what it is. But let's see what we can get done today, because it needs to get done today. Otherwise there's no video for Monday. So let's get stuff done. Because we're going to be working under the rear of the car, what I'll do is I'll nudge it forward, give us more room up the back. So let's just push her forward. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, pop the boot. Is that going to work? Yeah, that just sprayed fuel all under the car, didn't it? Okay. Alright. Now I've got to hold that up. So I think we'll kick this off by removing our fuel pump. Start there. Alright, thankfully they have installed it in a relatively easy place to get to in the boot. Quite nicely they have put arrows going basically which way the fuel is flowing. So fuel flows out that way and flows back in this way. That was nice of them. So the tool looks like this. It has a split in it so I can wrap around the fuel line. Alright. So something like that. Okay. So push it in. There we go, just like that. That wasn't too bad at all, actually. Usually they fight you a lot more. Okay. There we go. Look at that. It's easy when you have the right tool for the right fitting. Now before we unscrew the top of the tank, I think it's a good idea to blow some dust around there. There is a lot of dust and junk, so let's get it out of there. Whoa. Okay, get that out of there. And now we can rotate the cap around. I've got a feeling this has been off before.
A few moments later.
There we go, loose enough. Let's get the vacuum in there. It's quite a bit of fuel in there. So now I need to fit this into there. Now I'm not going to show the whole procedure because it's long and complicated and boring. But basically, yeah, we're just going to have to remove, there's a cradle within a cradle here. So the pump sits in its own little cradle with these little vibration mounts. So we pull the vibration mounts out and then we can pull the inner cradle out and then install the pump into that and then reinstall it back into the outer cradle. It's not fun.
A few moments later.
So after a couple hours later and a trip to the auto parts store, we have our 460 mounted in there, such as it is. It's not my greatest work, but it will do. I hope. I guess we'll see. All right, So I'm going to drop that in there. I swear someone should just make a drop-in pump arrangement. That would be great. Like a, you know, billet top, high flow thing. But I guess AU owners aren't really into billet expensive things. But yeah, that would make life easier. Anyway, let's get it in. Slip that in that way. Tuck that in. Tuck that in. Okay, that looks about where it was. So I've re-clicked on our factory return line, but for the feed line I'm going to use that. So basically it's an adapter from the factory feed line to an AN fitting, and that should just click on. That means now I can use this piece of hose to connect our fuel pump down to our filter. How do I know that's long enough? Well, I made it the same length as that. Alrighty, so we'll attach this up top and then we'll climb underneath and install our filter, and then we should have a complete fuel system once again. Right, job done. Okay, time for our filter. This will not be fun. Oh. Someone ate too much of a Christmas dinner. Okay, so you guys probably can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm sliding the filter up through its holder, and then we can put a fitting on. Let's do it there where it's easiest. Okay. Okay. I think that is in. So if I connect power to it, and turn the key, well, the wiring isn't really up to the long-term running of a Walbro 460. I am going to put some proper wiring on it. But for the short term, if I connect the wiring up and turn the key, nothing should leak down here. So let's do that test. Make sure there's no leaks. And you guys can watch to see if it does leak. Oh, definitely too much Christmas dinner. Now I can't start it because it doesn't have the top half of the manifold or a throttle body, or an exhaust manifold. I hear fuel pumping up. I could short out the pump circuit, but I figure this will work. Alright, let's see if there's a pool of fluid under the car at all. No fluid up the top here, that's good. No fluid underneath, also good. Okay, so not only does the pump work, it doesn't leak. So I guess that's a double win. All right, let's move up the front of the car. All right, back we go. I think that'll do. Right, so we have a fuel pump. It is a Walbro 460, so it has enough flow to support over 500 kilowatts at the wheels, and we ain't going anywhere near that. So we shall be fine. Of course, if we wanted to go higher in power, we would require, you know, bigger fuel line and multiple pumps. But at the end of the day, if we made 350 rear wheel kilowatt, I would be stoked. So, you know, we get enough pump and line to do the job. What we do need to sort out though is our fuel pressure regulator. So this runs a typical Bosch regulator like all the cars of this era. It is built into the fuel rail. You just basically unplug and plug them in. I have a genuine Bosch reg there, and brand new in the packet. Beware of imitations, that's all I can say. I mean, boxes are cheap and easy to print. However, this one does say made in Germany, and the actual reg is made in Brazil, but I'm pretty sure that is legit. It's written on the actual reg as well. Most of the cheap fakes have nothing on the actual reg. So what we'll do is get that standard reg out, which I think is about a 3-bar reg, and these are like 4.2 bar, something like that. So these are definitely the way to go with the turbo setup. All right, let's get that one out of there. Okay, here's our regulator. Someone didn't like our little Elmo the other day. They made some nasty comments on the old YouTube comment section. Some people just need to lighten up, I think. All right, so let's see if I can get this out without using an actual circlip pliers, because I actually don't have any here with me. Like with most things, it's all at the workshop. That's all right. I think we'll get it. I just need another one. Slide that one around there, and that one around there. There we go. Clip is out. So it just runs a big C clip. Pretty simple. They can be quite stiff to pull out. Might need some pliers on that one. Okay, almost there. Whoop, there we go. Yes, I used a lot because I promised my wife I would only stick my finger in there once, because it's the stuff she uses for my son Alex. But it is also known as petroleum jelly, so when petrol gets on it, it will dissolve. But it makes for an excellent lubricant. Okay, well, we used too much, but anyway. All right. Oh, actually, I could have. Yeah, that's all right. Let's push it in. Just push it in. There we go. She's in. That's the way. All right, C-clip. Here we go. look at that. That worked. Let's make sure it's in. Yep. Beautiful. Well, we have a fuel pressure regulator, so it's another item to tick off our list. So now I guess we should talk about injectors. I did show you the injectors earlier, but what I didn't say is they are 3/4 length injectors, and I need full-size injectors for the AU manifold. So we need the little injector spacers. Raceworks make them, and TI Automotive have them in stock, and they're open during the holiday, which is great. They aren't open today. I did order them this morning. They won't get sent today, obviously. They'll probably be sent tomorrow, and I may have them Saturday morning, which is great because the last stuff I ordered from them turned up the next day, which was fantastic service. So, yeah. Won't be able to do the injectors this video because I need the video ready for Saturday morning for the Patreon viewers who get to see it early, and then the rest of you guys get to see it Monday. So I need the video finished for Saturday morning, and it's not going to be including the injectors, obviously. So anyway, injectors we will do once we get the spacers. They're on the way. I do have a map sensor, so turbo map sensor. I think they're like 3-bar map sensor. So that's a BA-BF one. It's important to note that the BA-BF map sensor does not plug into the AU loom. Okay? She no plug in. So what we're going to do there is, there's a couple of ways you can look at it. You can either buy the plug and cut off the AU plug and re-pin it, and it's in a different order too, so you've got to make sure you get the wires right, and then plug it in. Or you can do what I did, which is order a little adapter from TI Automotive. I had a look through their website this morning. I'm like, oh yeah, I need that. It's not very expensive, and it plugs the AU loom to the BA-BF map sensor, the turbo map sensor. That's the important part. Turbo map sensor. It's not very expensive, as I said, and I figure rather than me buy plugs and terminating and stuff, which all cost money as well, might as well just buy the little adapter, and we can do it that way. Talking budget, I need to re-update that, work out what is actually on the car that I've spent money on so far. There's no point counting parts of things on the bench because some of it I've got on the bench isn't going on the car. I've already changed my mind about certain things, and you'll see that in coming videos. But yeah, I need to do a count on what is actually on the car to be counted on the budget. So I shall do that, work it out, and give you an update probably next video. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. So anyway, like I said, I've got map sensor, I've got injectors. I could put the top end of the manifold on right now, except I want to leave myself enough room for the injectors. Just, you know, just ease of fitting stuff really. So we'll leave the top of the manifold until the injector spacers come. You may notice the turbo is missing off that side, and I've removed some stuff there. The reason for that will become evident in a future episode. I've changed my mind about some things. Yup. So, yeah, things are coming along. We've got our fuel system basically done. The diff is mostly done. The mini spool has shown up, so I'm going to get that into the diff probably the next episode, as well as some other stuff. So next episode might be finishing that diff off and then finishing this stuff off. And yeah, there's plenty to do, not a lot of time to do it. So you're going to see it all in future episodes of Scotty's Garage.